Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're going to make that famous hack on the Red Lobster chicken cobbler. Alright, so it's basically a chicken casserole with that delicious Red Lobster cheddar biscuit mix. But this is pretty, I've stayed pretty accurate to the recipe. Made a couple little changes, but nothing major. Just kind of some of the spices and what we're going to use for our veggies. But anyway, so the first thing we need is a 9 by 13 inch pan. All right, you don't need to worry about spraying this or anything because we're going to put a lot of butter in it. So speaking of butter, we need 1 stick of butter melted. All right, now unsalted, salted. This happens to be salted because that's what I had. We're not going to put a lot of additional salt into this other than our spices, but the amount of salt in salted butter is very, very small. But if you have a problem with salt, then of course you want to take, or maybe if it makes you retain fluid or hypertension or whatever the case is, you want to take that into consideration. But this is salted butter. You can use unsalted. Now, so you need about, typically, I think this recipe called for 1 whole rotisserie chicken, cut and shredded and so on and so forth. Well, that's a lot of work. So I've got about 1 pound of already, this is from the supermarket. It's the rotisserie chicken and it's already all done for me. All right, so that's what we're going to use. Now, you could do the raw rotisserie chicken, take off the skin, shred it, chop it however you like it. Or if you want, so you want about 2 cups, all right? You could also do a couple, roast a couple chicken breasts and then shred that. That'd be fine. All right, so now mixed vegetables. The original recipe called for 16 ounces of mixed vegetables. Well, not only, is everything more expensive in the last couple years, but one of the other big tricks is you can almost never get a 16-ounce package of mixed frozen vegetables. They've shortened, now it's 12. We're paying the same amount you used to pay for 16, but now it's 12 ounces. Anyway, but I can get the Goya frozen carrots and peas in a 16-ounce bag. So that's what I've been using, all right? You can use mixed vegetables. We've got corn and peas. No, carrots and peas. Anyway, that's what I have to say about that. All right, so now as far as your seasoning, of course you can use any kind of seasoning you want, okay? We're going to use some garlic powder. We're going to use some seasoning salt. I put a little bit of our Tony's Creole seasoning. I put about a half a teaspoon in there. You could just, of course the measurements will be in the recipe, but so in the recipe I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of your Larry's seasoning salt. If you want to use 2 teaspoons of your Creole seasoning, of course that's up to you, however you want it. Then also some fresh ground pepper, all right? Now I've put it all in a bowl here, mixed it all together, so we get a nice even coating around the whole thing. For our kind of cream base in this, we need some chicken broth. We need a cup of, one 10.5 ounce can of cream of chicken soup, Campbell's cream of chicken soup. You could use cream of mushroom if you want. You could use cream of celery, whatever you want. And we're going to need a little bit of cream. That's one thing that I've added to it. I don't think the original recipe, but I'm going to use about 1/4 a cup of light cream. Just kind of gives it a little richness to it. All right. Now, as far as your biscuit mix, okay, so you don't necessarily want to follow the directions on the back of the box. So we've got a box of our Red Lobster Cheddar Bay Biscuit mix, all right, and then it comes with this little seasoning packet, right? So I think at the end you mix this with butter, and then if you're just making biscuits, and then you spread it on it. But we're going to put it in here and give it a good stir. We'll stir that better in a minute. And then you're going to need 2 cups of milk, all right? And we're going to finish, and about 1/2 cup to a cup, depending on how much cheese you want. All right, I'm going to put everything away. When we come back, we'll put everything, I'm going to put all the ingredients away. When we come back, we'll finish it up and get it in the oven. Oven is set at 350, preheated. See you in a bit. All right, guys, so besides this being absolutely delicious, and this is just one of those nice, hearty, stick to your ribs meal. Beautiful for this cold weather whenever you're looking for something, a nice comfort food. This is a good go-to. All right, so we got our stick of butter that we're just gonna pour into the bottom of our baking dish. Again, I got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Spread it over a bit. And it does really go together quick, this recipe. It does have to bake for about an hour. Not that that's long, but... All right, so then we want to put our chicken in here. So again, the chicken is, depending upon how much you want. This is also one of those dishes that you can stretch it a little bit further, put a little bit less chicken in. Or if you're using up some leftover chicken. Or if you, how chickeny you want it. Now, me, I would say, I'd use about half this chicken if I was just making it for myself. But of course, Wade likes lots of chicken in it.
Yeah, meat lovers.
Yeah. Yep. So, I put a lot in. Me, although I did taste the chicken right before we came back on camera, it was delicious, but it was dry. But I would I could do with a little bit less chicken. But so you just want to kind of spread that out. Okay, and then you can take your seasoning and we'll do it this way. Just kind of spread it all over. You don't have to worry about mixing anything together. This is also, I think it makes a good weeknight meal because you certainly could get all your ingredients together, leave it in the refrigerator. The veggies don't have to be totally thawed, your frozen vegetables, but if you got them in together, throw them in the refrigerator put them in a bowl, put them in the refrigerator, like I did. And then we'll spread our veggies. Now you can use any veggies you want. Interesting. Let us know, guys. Wade and I actually, I guess unless it was actually fresh peas, which I don't think have I ever made like fresh peas? Like I do green beans, but I don't know if I've ever like gotten peas and shucked them.
No,
I don't think so.
Make too much work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when I worked full time. But Wade and I prefer canned peas over frozen. I know most people it's the opposite, but I don't know why. For some reason, we like those better, especially if we're just eating the peas as a side dish. All right. Too much. All right, then. So in this bowl, guys, I've got our cup of chicken stock, our 10.5-ounce can of creamy chicken soup, and about a quarter a cup of light cream, heavy cream. You could use milk. You could omit that. And you want to get that nicely incorporated. So this is it's a casserole. It could almost, I don't know, maybe like a chicken pot pie. But it's easy. You don't have to make a crust or anything. And of course, if I was making this just for dinner, I wouldn't necessarily have all these bowls, everything out in a bowl and stuff. So I don't want you to look at all those bowls and think, oh, there's a lot of dishes to clean up. All right, so then we're going to take our soup and stock, and a little bit of cream, and just distribute it evenly. A big piece of chicken in there. Of course, we want to get all of that out. And drip it on the counter. All right, give that a little shake, and we got our biscuit mix, and I put our little packet of seasoning in there. Just kind of toss that around a little bit. And then, oops, we got our 2 cups of milk. This is whole milk. Again, we drink skim milk. We only drink skim milk. I generally cook with, when I'm cooking with milk, whole milk if the recipe calls for it, just because, of course, that's the way the recipe's been developed, and you need that little bit of fat.
Slow.
Yeah. All right, so now, if you were making this as the directions of the box, this would be a bit more thick in consistency. But for this recipe, by doing it this way, it's going to nicely cover our... I'm going to try this if we can get it. And you want to get that fairly well combined. Try to get out the lumps if you can. Now, while this isn't necessarily low carb, if you look at it as per a serving, it's really not that bad with the carbs. And sometimes you just gotta have some fun, right? All right, and then we'll get our cheese in there. You could sprinkle it on the top. I just, this way, especially if you're not dirtying another bowl. It'd be easier just to pour it on there. All right, that looks good. All right, and then we do just like we did with the other and pour this over the top. All right, so this, like I said, it's going to, at 350, it's going to take at least an hour. All right, guys, again, we want the top nice and golden brown and delicious. When you, put a toothpick in it, it'll come out dry, at least in the biscuit part. All right, let's get it in the oven. And if all goes well, it will crack a little bit and it'll look like a beautiful cobbler. Urgh. Okay, Google, set a timer for 60 minutes.
All right, 1 hour, starting now.
I said 60 minutes, but she said 1 hour. Is that the same? Yes, yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. You don't have to sit and watch it, but, check it at a half hour, 45 minutes. Make sure it's not cooking too fast, again, depending upon how well your oven keeps temp. Anyway, it should be done in about an hour, so we'll see you then. All right, guys, it's been an hour. Let's give it a check. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. Ooh. So I'm going to just check to make sure our crust is cooked. It's nice and brown. That looks pretty good to me. It's nice and bubbly on the sides. All right, I'm going to say that's done. All right, now, again, if you want it to hold it together a little bit, you might let it cool off. You could just dig in right now. We'll let it cool off for a few minutes while we take some pictures. But there we go. Supper. Okay, we're back, and it's supper time! Yay!
Smells so good.
First. That's good.
That is delicious.
It's kind of like, it's like the best of a chicken pot pie and biscuits, or nice and creamy
Yeah,
and
that's
thick.
good. That's really good.
Delicious.
Do you have
Some of the biscuit.
I did.
That's perfectly seasoned, if I can say for myself. Now,
That's awesome.
this recipe feeds quite a bit too. Obviously, it's just way tonight. We're not going to eat this all tonight, but we'll have that for lunch and probably leftovers tomorrow and for supper.
Yep.
But that would easily feed a nice big piece with a nice side salad would easily feed 8 people at least. So,
That is delicious.
all right, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this new something tonight. I hope you try it. This isn't a new recipe. I mean, it's been around for a long time, but it's just so freezing cold out today. We needed something good and hearty. So, I'm going to continue to eat.
Well, please ask you guys to please like and subscribe to our videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.
Bye.
Delicious.
It's good.